Well, hi there, everybody. How's it going? We're up in New England. Going to do some driving through some beautiful, beautiful, like fall leaves turning. It's really gorgeous up here. But we have a few sports algorithms to go over. We're going to talk about hockey. We're going to talk about the football game tonight. And we're going to talk about NBA, which is also in preseason right now. So first, let's go over the football game because that's, I think, what people want to talk about the most. I've just updated the injury report for today. And one of the things that just changed, because I got asked about this today, I said, Ken, what do I do? Who do I pick today? What am I supposed to play? And I'm like, I haven't run it. I'm in the middle of New England. But we have answers now because I did run it, sat down. So basically, the Bears are now favored over Washington. It was way down at the bottom before earlier sent out, I think yesterday. So I'm going to resend this out to everyone who can also look at the rest of the games. If you want to purchase a copy of this, I think it's like $50 or something now. And watch the videos. You can update it yourself. But what it says for tonight's game is it says that the Bears do win now by 4 or 5 points. And the over-under is only at 43 and it's set at 38. So it's a slight over at this magnifier 5. So the over-under is really not a huge play because also you're under in this scenario at 35 points with the alternate projected score because both of these teams have healthy defenses. So I guess if anything, it's the under, but the under set at 38, which is not a good under. So it's probably the Bears to win. That's what I was thinking of doing anyway, even before I saw this, because Washington, I mean, maybe it's being from the Washington area, but they just don't look like they just don't look like they're doing good things. But you've got a bad team versus bad team role in this game, and that makes it tough to predict. So my advice is to stay away from this game. But if you do one thing, it's take the Bears to win because they are at home, and the algorithm says that they will win. So that's NFL. Let's talk about NBA because we can talk about basketball really fast. If you'd like to subscribe to the NBA algorithm for the rest of the month, which will get you into the start of the season, and you can watch videos on how to update this one yourself, which is a lot easier to update than some of the other algorithms. It's pretty quick and easy to update this one. Then you can do that. It's $30, I think. It's very reasonable. And the NBA algorithm, I almost want to say it's the most successful algorithm other than college basketball. This one's probably the highest win percentage and most reliable is this one. So it has a decent day on Wednesday, and it's a 5-3 day. Some points are okay. You always got to pay attention to the health percentages because it's showing you who's playing and who's not. That's what's in this injury pivot sheet when you open up and see, Golden State has a lot of people that are not playing. Steph Curry not playing. Andrew Wiggins not playing. And it would show you what those injuries are if you opened up just rest. It's not really an injury. They're just not playing because it's preseason. So that does distort things a little bit in this. So when we look at today, for example, on the 13th, you can see that it has 2 games on here. One of them is pretty clear, which is Memphis over Detroit. So minus 260 line, but Memphis is playing more of their players, and they're supposed to beat Detroit anyway. 120 to 100 according to the algorithm. Also a pretty big disparity in points with San Antonio and the Thunder. Both teams are resting about a quarter of their players, but the line here is much better on the Spurs. So it says Memphis and San Antonio, but it's still preseason and anything can happen. And I wouldn't count on anything for preseason. But if you're going to do something and you watch basketball, then you have that option. Last, we're going to go over hockey, my favorite. So yesterday, a couple amazing things happened. I didn't win money yesterday somehow because I made some silly, stupid bets, but the algorithm did great on a few things. And I did win one bet that we talked about, which is Seattle and Anaheim. Said this game is so close, so close, so close. Bet the tie, bet the tie. This is as good as the algorithm can do. It says this game's a 4-4 tie, 4 or 5-5 tie, 4-4 or 5-5 tie is what it said. Actually, it says 4.4 and 4.49. So it's actually 4.4. It said exactly what happened, and it said that Anaheim has a slight edge and wins the game. So there you have 5-4. That pays a lot. The draw and the 4-4 exact tie, if you can even bet that, pays incredible. So that happened. Look at almost getting the exact score. Edmonton drops down 3-0 to Vancouver, comes back and wins. If I typed that score in right, I think I did. They win that game. Good. Colorado, no doubt against Chicago. They hit the over in this game, and instead of 7-3, it's 5-2, but it's still a win. Carolina and Columbus, number 1 pick of the day was Carolina. Score almost exactly. Score slightly a little bit high, but there you go, 4-1. 2 games you did lose. Why I'm in Vermont not betting on Martin St. Louis former UVM alumni and Montreal Canadiens coach. I don't know. I listened to this game in French yesterday, and there was a lot of, deux à deux, trois à trois, and then it's over. And Montreal, l'Habitant, they win. Yeah, they won. It was incredible. St. Louis starts off the season right, knocking off Toronto. Toronto continued to disappoint because that's what happens in Toronto. They disappoint. Matt Murray, that is not a way to start the season. You can see I have his goalie rating at 58%. I said there were going to be goals in this game. Well, Matt Murray did not come to task, and Martin St. Louis got a better game out of Jake Allen to win this. So even though there were a lot of goals late, these teams tried to lose, Montreal wins. So that's kind of understandable. You got a new coach and stuff from last season doesn't mean as much as it used to. So I'd like to see that, and that's interesting. And poor Caps lose. They came back to make it 3-2, but they still lost at home, opening up the season. So let's talk about today. Today, we have a look at also which goalies are confirmed or expected, because that's helpful. So pick ranks of the day are over here. Number one pick rank of the day is Vegas over Chicago at a minus 350 line. Pretty reliable. Vegas probably going to try to score some goals in this game. Should be interesting to watch, but really, really tough line on the number one pick of the day. Number two pick of the day is an underdog. The Rangers are getting a plus 120 with Shesterkin against Minnesota. Now, this is probably because they just played 2 nights ago. Minnesota, I believe this is their first game of the season. So I can only do so much with stats, but this is what it says. And it says a 4-3 type game, and the Rangers can win here. All right, that's 2 pick of the day. 3 pick of the day, Pittsburgh over Arizona at minus 380. Haven't seen either of these teams this year yet, which means you don't really want to mess with a minus 380 line. So I would stay away from that. Pittsburgh has not impressed me, but Arizona playing at a college stadium now, who knows what that season is going to look like. We'll just have to sit back and watch. Caps are playing again, back-to-back against Toronto. Lindgren may be going against Samsonov. This game is watchable. I want to go to Ontario. This looks fun. So has the Caps as the number 4 pick of the day at a 170 line. So the thing about Lindgren, and I'm going to take a little aside for a second. I was showing this to my son last week, and we were talking about this because we went to a Caps game where Lindgren was warming up. And I showed him the algorithm, and I said, hey, I go, in our ranking system here with all the goalie stats, you know what's something really, really funny? Is you know who the top ranked goalie is? It is Charlie Lindgren at an 85% ranking in our system. And I'm like, what? Like Charlie Lindgren's the best goaltender in the NHL, according to this? And the answer is yes. And the reason why is he only has 5 starts, but he was 5-0 with St. Louis last year, and his save percentage 96%. What? Yeah, he's actually the best goalie in here with very limited starts. But you try going 5-0 in the NHL with a 96%. He did face 118 shots. So we'll see how he performs over a longer period of time. But I mean, talk about a great pick at plus 170 if Lindgren is going, which makes sense because this is back-to-back games. They're probably going to rest Kemper after the loss as well. So, and they're going up against Samsonov, a goalie they used to play against that the Caps let go because he had a kind of an issue of just letting in inopportune goals. Kind of his positioning wasn't always there. He's flopping around a little bit too much, and they were concerned about his ability to make, to hit a 96% save percentage essentially. So, I mean, I'm a Caps fan. That's influencing me a little bit, but this is a fantastic line for the number 4 pick. So you've got 2 underdogs in the 2 and 4 slot with the Rangers and the Capitals. So very interesting betting night. 5th pick of the night, Florida over the Islanders with Bobrovsky going. Florida, are they going to come out and score like they did? Do they have a similar roster? We'll find out. Line not that bad at minus 135. 6th pick of the day, Jonathan Quick over Seattle. Thinks this is a 5-3 game. Martin Jones going for Seattle. Martin Jones is Seattle. Okay. 7, Ottawa over Buffalo. So here's your bad team versus bad team rule. Thinks there are going to be 7.5 goals in that game. That's the game I want to take the over. I think over under is set at what? It's going to be over here on the right. 6.5. Yeah, it's set at 6.5 already. So that kind of sucks. The game with the most goals is this one. It looks like the Chicago-Vegas game. And the game with the least amount of goals on here is looking like Rangers, Minnesota, or even here is lower. Dallas and Nashville, low game. It's late, really low down on the list. Two good goaltenders with Ottinger and Suarez expected. So there's under 5.5 in that game. It is like you're likely to see like a 3-2 type game or 2-3-1, 2-1, 2-0. That can happen with those two goaltenders. And I'm sure it's probably set at 5.5 stars. Yeah, 5.5. But that's underable. Alternate under a 6, great bet that probably only pushes at worst. So then there's also Colorado and Calgary, where it favors Calgary. Now, the algorithm really overestimated Calgary a lot in the preseason. They had some big stats last year. This will be really interesting to watch. I'm not going to play this game. As you can see, it has it really close down here. Does say a ton of goals, though. It does say 8.5 goals in that game, and the over is bettable there. Over set at 6 potentially. Get over 6. That's a good pick there. And did we miss any other games? New Jersey and Philadelphia. 4.8 to 4.2. Will New Jersey come out and play super strong as they did in the preseason? Philly is awful. This minus 125 line is not bad. So the over and the Devils here, because I think the Devils are better based on the roster that I saw, and Philadelphia is not better. They are worse. So I have picks of the day for you because this is a really interesting board today. They are New Jersey to win and the over in this game. So if you do like a same game parlay, if they offer that, it would be New Jersey and the over. Pittsburgh I'm staying away from because we just haven't seen either of these teams yet. And I didn't like what I saw at Pittsburgh in the preseason, and Arizona might play a defensive game. This could go really weird. So I'm just staying away from that minus 380 line. Washington to win. Plus 1.5, not going to be bad either, but to win. Florida to win probably there. Yeah, it's pretty good. Rangers to win. Plus 120. Under in the Dallas Nashville game, alternate under 6 if you can get it as a safe one if you put it on a round robin. Don't know what to do in this game other than potentially bet the over, but I'm not going to do anything in Colorado, Calgary. Just watch. Vegas, Chicago over in this game, over 6.5. And Vegas, yeah, because you can't bet Vegas because of the line. And then I don't think we'll do anything in Seattle, LA, because that's not a great line for the 6th pick of the day. So in summary, over, under 6, Rangers to win, Florida to win. Although that's a favorite on there, but that's the lowest of all the picks is the Florida to win, Washington to win, New Jersey to win, and yeah, but New Jersey to win and New Jersey alternate over. All right, good luck, everybody. That was NHL. That was NBA. That was NFL. Yeah, what's the NFL pick of the day? It was the Bears. The Bears. But it's not as strong as like it's like say, taking something like Washington to win, or the number 2 pick, the Rangers to win. Much stronger pick than taking just the Bears to win in that football game, because Washington could do something weird on a Thursday night, and those are 2 bad teams. Here you've got things like very good goaltender, very good team against what we think is not an exceptional team in Minnesota, actually. Marc-Andre Fleury going potentially in that game too. A lot of interesting stuff. Should be a great night of sports. I'm going to get back on the road and hopefully get into a state where I can make a bet at some point. All right. Good luck, everyone. May all your picks be winning. And we're out. See ya.